Mr. Sunny is funny. Chapter 10, The Sander Piece. The next morning, me and the guys saw a sign on the boardwalk that said Sandcastle Judging Today. It said that a judge would be coming down to the beach to choose the best sandcastle. The winner would get a trip to France. Hey, what's that? Neil asked, pointing up at the sky. Somebody's parasailing, I said, and I told the guys what parasailing was. That is cool, they all agreed. We went down to the beach. A bunch of kids were looking at Mr. Sunny's sandcastle through the fence. It was amazing. It looked just like a real castle. I must have silence as I put the finishing touches on my Sander piece, Mr. Sunny said. It must be perfect so I can win the trip to France. Mr. Sunny had hooked up an electric toothbrush to his solar-powered baseball cap. He was crawling around on the ground using the toothbrush to brush away the last tiny specks of loose sand. Your sandcastle rocks, Mr. Sunny, Michael said. It's going to blow the doors off all those other sandcastles, I told him. You're sure to win the contest. Mr. Sunny got up and stepped back from his castle. That's it, he announced. Voila, fini. My Sander piece is complete. Wow, everybody said, which is Mom upside down. I spotted Andrea down by the water. So me and the guys went over there to pester her. Pestering girls is fun, especially Andrea. She was eating a piece of pizza and reading one of her Shakespeare books. Are you still upset about Mr. Sunny? I asked her. What's done is done, Andrea said sadly. They do not love that do not show their love. Love is a smoke made with the fumes of sighs. Fair is foul and foul is fair. I didn't know that Shakespeare guy wrote about baseball. Stop moping around, I told Andrea. You should take my advice and pretend to drown. Yeah, said Neil, the nude kid. It's the only way to get Mr. Sunny to notice you. And this is the perfect time, Ryan added. He just finished his sandcastle. He's got nothing to do until the judge shows up. But what if pretending to drown doesn't work, Andrea asked, dabbing her eyes with a tissue. There's only one way to find out, said Michael. Andrea thought it over. Then she stood up. It's okay, she said, handing me her book. I'll do it. Andrea went running out into the ocean. Don't forget to yell help and gulp, gulp, I hollered at her. This is going to be cool, said Ryan. We all watched Andrea dive into the water, into a wave, and swam out into the deep water. That's when the strangest thing in the history of the world happened. Shark! Somebody suddenly screamed. There's a shark out there. We all squinted to see. Sure enough, there was a fin moving back and forth. It was on the other side of the beach from where Andrea was swimming. See it right there? It's probably that crazy guy, Mr. Granite, Michael said. He must be swimming back to Australia. But it wasn't that crazy guy, Mr. Granite. It wasn't a kid, and it wasn't a lifeguard, and it wasn't my mom or dad or my sister. You'll never believe in 100 years who it was. I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I'll tell you, but you have to read the next chapter. So nana, nana, boo, boo to you. Chapter 11, Glub, Glub. It's a real live shark, somebody yelled. Eee! Screamed everybody else. Run for your lives, shouted Neil, the nude kid. Everybody was yelling and screaming and freaking out. Mr. Sunny blew his whistle and ran down the beach towards the water. Leave this to me, he said. I know how to handle sharks. I'll lure it away from the beach. But Mr. Sunny, I yelled to him, Andrea. No time for that now, Mr. Sunny said, and he dived into the water and started swimming toward the shark. Help, yelled Andrea. I'm drowning. Mr. Sunny can't hear you, I hollered to Andrea. He's chasing a shark. Glub, glub, said Andrea. Hey, she's pretty good, said Ryan. She's even doing the glub, glub part. Well, she takes acting lessons after school, I told the guys. AJ, said Michael, I think Andrea might be in some trouble. Nah, it's all a big act, I told him. Andrea's a great swimmer. She's been taking swimming lessons since she was 3. Andrea takes lessons in everything. If they gave lessons on how to clean your ears, she would take them so she could get better at it. Help! Andrea yelled. I have a cramp! Glub, glub. Then her head went under the water. That's when I realized something. Andrea wasn't pretending to drown. She was really drowning. And she went swimming right after eating pizza. The shark might smell the pizza in her stomach and attack. Mr. Sunny couldn't hear Andrea's cries for help. He was too busy chasing the shark. I looked at Michael. I looked at Neil. Neil looked at Ryan. Ryan looked at me. You should jump in and save her, AJ, said Ryan. Why me? I asked. You save her. You're the one who's in love with her, Ryan pointed out. You should save her. I am not in love with her, I insisted. You are too. Am not. We went back and forth like that for a while. Help! Yelled Andrea. There's no time to argue about it, Neil said. She's drowning. Are you going to save her or not? AJ, Michael said, if you don't save Andrea, we're going to tell everybody you're in love with her. What? So if I saved Andrea, everybody would think I love her. And if I didn't save Andrea, the guys would tell everybody I love her. No matter what I did, everybody would think I would love Andrea. Glub, glub, Andrea said. Then she disappeared under the water.